Hey, what's up, everybody? NWO Slayer coming back at you with another live stream. We got the Chris Yoon files again today. We're going to be going over his newest video and then like a 2-week-old video that's got quite a bit of nonsense and QAnon going on there. So we're going to just play a couple songs, get some people in the chat, and then we'll get on to the main topic. Bless you guys. Thanks for coming.
Man, I've been feeling so overwhelmed by the pressure to have the right thing to say. And the pain of watching the world crumble and wishing you could do something about it, but you can't. Looking out my window make me feel away. Every time I see the news it make me feel away. Social media that made me feel away. But when I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I feel okay. When I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I know you feel my pain. Yeah. I woke up this morning, stayed in bed, ain't wanna go out. I see Twitter, IG bout to make me throw my phone out. People love to judge a bunch of stuff that they don't know about. Feel like Jesus, this would be the perfect time to show how. Pick and choose a light or let fly. You only want the truth and it protect you. I can tell you Jesus ain't white, but you'll ignore the light, it don't affect you. Racism's real and that's that, but we just see the tape and then react. New tape leak new facts, but we don't want the facts when he black. I don't care you black or white, none of that matters in the afterlife. What are we acting like? Either the world or the church, but if not us, then who should have it, right? We are so divided right now. I just shut my eyelids and try to fight this depression I'm in right now. Trying to quiet my mind down, mind down. Looking out my window make me feel away. Every time I see the news it make me feel away. Social media that made me feel away. But when I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I feel okay. When I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I know you feel my pain. Yeah. It pains me to see the blind lead the blind and punish those who attempt to see and think with their own minds. I don't care about right or left, just life or death, good and evil. I promise you it's not possible to know that when you look at people, real talk. All I see is manipulation, everyone forced to pick a side. Both them sides belong to Satan, both got demons in the basement. Yeah, some white folks are racist, but some get falsely accused. And some of y'all banging this right now and don't know that the racist one is you. Black folks love that quote, but don't see that we could be racist too. We get mad to the degree that we can think and act just like a racist do. Whether CNN or Fox News, it's one-sided, they both biased. One will only show the nice protest, the other side will only show the riots. They don't care about the truth, all they seem to care about is whose side winning. Folks side picking, everybody willing to ignore the lies they side kicking. Both sides got truth too, so it's hard to tell who's who. I ain't gotta pick, I agree and disagree with what I choose to, real talk. Looking out my window make me feel away. Every time I see the news it make me feel away. Social media that made me feel away. But when I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I feel okay. When I talk to you, God, I feel okay. I know you feel my pain.
All right, one more song, and then we're going to get into the topic. Like I said, I like to start with some music just so we can get everybody in here, get a little crowd going, you know what I mean? He curses in this song, I apologize, but it's such a good song anyways. It's not a lot of cursing. Sorry guys, my headphones disconnected and I think it broke the stream. Let me just refresh and rejoin. Hello, I hope it's fixed now. My headphones died and I think that like messed with the audio. Roger, if you could just give a little confirmation in chat. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hi Jay, I saw your new video. On to the next one. Far from the best one. All black hoodie, white boy, black lipstick, voodoo paint with skulls and blood dripping. They ain't even hip hop, nigga, that's gothic. All black everything, guess he wasn't kidding. And what's with all the black crows? Oh, your girl's a black bird. Satanic symbols flashing when you lack words. Two flashes of the Baphomet, one flash
Is the
of Christ
audio
on the cross.
is the audio back? Are we good? Is the audio back? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, my headphones died, and I guess it affects the stream audio too. That's weird.
I'm marking him, I'm lost again. What it gotta do with the song? And if it doesn't, which it doesn't, then tell me what all you marketing. All black album, how come 99 problems, a song number 9, so the outcome upside down is 3 6s, followed by a song called Lucifer. How did we miss it? What about the missus? Used to be a Christian, now she rock Baphomet heads in the pictures. No, that's Sasha, that's someone different. But what about Rihanna? I heard she with the business. I bet y'all all do songs with Lady Gaga, but as soon as I get in the game, it's Baby Papa. I never call Jay-Z Hova like he my guy. It's only one of those, the father I call Abba. So watch close if you cherish survival. Bury your rifles, carry your Bible, cause the war's on. Seek the truth, it's there in your Bible. Quit serving these American idols. If you with me to say, my nigga, you got some explaining to do. My nigga, you got some explaining to do.
And I'm listening.
Cause all the evidence is saying is true.
Yeah,
So
all the
you got some
evidence
explaining
is
to
true.
do. And I'm listening. I hope you're ready. My Lord is coming for you. And then you have some explaining to do. Homie, you gon' have some explaining to do.
And I'm
Kids more in
listening.
depth if you boys really love.
Okay.
I'll explain later.
On to the
I'll
Chris
explain
Yoon.
later. It's the return of the.
This is actually an older video. It's only 2 weeks old now. But he said Trump gives the green light to, I think that's the president of China, Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong-un to take down the deep state. So apparently, some of our biggest enemies of America are helping to take down the deep state, according to Chris Yoon. This is going to be a banger, guys. I looked through, and of course, he brings in QAnon. Or does he? Oh, yeah, he does. Okay, good. I mean, you can't talk about the deep state without QAnon, right, guys? Oh, man. Let me put a little bit of background music on. Just ever so slightly. I feel like a little bit awkward silences sometimes on my streams. Okay, let's do this.
Russia, China, North Korea thing and what Trump has said, because it's very...
Like I said, this is
All right,
2
so
weeks ago, so it's probably old news, but I'm willing to bet in these 2 weeks, Kim Jong-un, Putin, and the president, do they call him a president? The leader of China, president of China? He's more like a dictator, right? But I don't think they call him a dictator. They certainly don't call him a president either. What do the Chinese people call their leader? Monarch or something? Like, I don't know what they call him. Anyways, yeah, I don't think he's draining the swamp either.
Talk about this whole Russia, China, North Korea thing and what Trump has said, because it's very significant from the perspective of what's happening behind the scenes. Now, if you don't know,
Behind the scenes, right? Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, China just displayed a huge military parade. It was like the craziest parade we have here. Xi
Yeah, I
Jinping
do actually remember seeing this. I think this is also like around the time that the clips came out of the leaked footage of them saying something about organ harvesting. Something like that.
Putin, you have Kim Jong-un, and
Yeah, that was a good stream last night, Roger. That was a good one. You missed a banger, Seabass, but I got it on my channel and his channel. President. Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
just other leaders. But the parade that he was showing, I saw the whole thing like on highlights. But the drive-by that he was doing to recognize, all of it. I just want to show you a couple of like screenshots here, or basically parts of this video. But you're seeing basically publicly for the first time in
Oh, the
some
three of
sense,
them.
Kim Jong-un.
Wait, so they're all in China. The three of these are in China. Kim Jong-un, Putin, and obviously the president of China. And they're there to drain the swamp? They're killing the deep state? What? How does this tie in, Chris?
Coming out of his country to meet these other powerhouses, and a lot of people are saying various things, right? Like, oh, this new axis of evil and just crazy stuff like that. But what you got to remember is that there's a nationalist movement going on, and there is a national versus globalist movement going on.
There's a nationalist movement versus global, right? So who are the nationalists? Would it be Trump? Is he the one fighting the globalists? Come on, get real.
So the nationalist movement is within their own country. They're going to do whatever they want to do without the control, without the influence of the outside world. And so this is where I think that you have to really understand context of what is being said. So Trump just said this on Truth Social. He makes a comment about this meeting. He says the big question to be
answered is whether or not Putin or president of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood the United States of America gave to China in order to help it to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died at China's request for victory and glory. I hope they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May President Xi and the wonderful people of China have a great lasting day of celebration. Please give us the warmest regards of Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, as you conspire against the United States of America. A little bit of sarcasm at the end there. As you conspire against the United States of America, please give my warmest regards. Wow.
Many of them have a great and
I think it'd be better if I read
saying
it,
that this
he's going to read it very slow. I tend to read pretty fast.
is alluding to Q post one unpack here,
Okay,
but a
maybe
lot
we need
of
to
states
read
of
it.
America, President Donald J. Trump. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, but a lot of us that are, researchers and the Anons are saying that this is alluding to.
He's an Anon. Oh my goodness, Chris is a QAnon? Wow, I didn't know you could be one.
Q post 140, right? So the reminder is, what if China?
Yeah, look at his hand sign, dude. Yeah. I even have it in the thumbnail of this stream. I wasn't actually going to do that because I felt bad. Like having, you take some dude and then you make an AI rendition of him holding up a hand sign. But he actually does hold up this hand sign all the time in every single video. So the thumbnail is not even like really clickbait.
Russia and others are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order.
What if China, Russia, and others are coordinating with the president of the United States to eliminate the New World Order? Really? And obviously, I don't know if he's going to show the date, guys, but this Q post, much like this one, is 5 or 6 years old now. Almost 5 years.
I've referenced this many times before, but Trump
So based on this Q post that said, what if China and Russia and everybody are coordinating with the president 5 years ago? That means when China and North Korea and Russia independently grouped together without Trump. He's not there. Trump was not there. They're draining a swamp.
Are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order. I've referenced this many times before. But Trump, from an optics perspective, he can't just go out there and say, hey, I support you guys. I love you guys. Putin, Kim Jong-un, and these guys. He's not going to do that. He has to, from a public optic.
What? So he thinks he supports these people because they're on his side? Is he really saying that the president of China and Kim Jong-un and everybody is like actually like genuinely trying to drain the swamp? Are you serious right now? This is almost satire. I cannot believe this. Like, I really can't believe anything he's saying right now.
Perspective, have a certain stance such that it appeases everybody else, because everybody thinks there's this versus them. There's this like, oh, those guys are evil. Those guys are the hermit nations. That guy, Putin.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does believe that, but it's not how you're saying it either, where, oh, yeah, they're all actually good guys behind closed doors, and Putin and Trump and the president of China are actually, trying to do better for America and drain the swamp. That's not happening either. They're all in the club, dude. They're all in the club doing the little secret handshakes and their rituals and all of that, and they're putting it right in front of your face. And Chris Yoon has no idea. He doesn't even probably understand that there is a club in the first place.
And this guy Xi, all that, it's so bad, all of that. But really, there's a higher battle going on first and foremost.
Really? I know it looks bad, but really, we're all working together, right? In a way, yeah. to conspire against the people. Just like Trump said, as you conspire against the United States of America. I think Trump is guilty of conspiring against the United States of America. I hate to tell you. He's right in the fact that they do all come together in secret, but he's wrong in the fact that they're not coming in secret to benefit us. They're coming in secret to go against us and control us more.
Foremost, that the public, if they were to
Think
get
about it. Russia and China and we're all friends in space in Antarctica, right? So secretly, we are friends when it comes to agendas and pushing narratives such as space is real and we must lock down Antarctica so nobody can go. When it comes to those type of things, we're all friends. You know, it's all just a puppet show, dude. It's all fake. When there needs to be an agenda pushed, the globalists will unanimously agree on it and all the countries will follow suit.
into the weeds of it, it's going to confuse them mightily. And that battle is nationalist versus the globalist. So these guys, as Q Post,
I don't think it's nationalist versus globalist. That'd be a great way to put it if that was the case, but yeah, I mean that's a great point, Seabass. Yeah, you're on point with that, 100%.
140 is saying is these guys are first and foremost seeing a common enemy higher than them, which is the global order that's using things like internal, mold.
They're in the global order, dude. He's saying these presidents are seeing this global order higher than them and they're trying to fight it. No, dude, they're sucking up to it and they're listening to it. Bro, if they were trying to fight the global order, they would not be a president. Think about that. Why would they select somebody, not an election, because it's all fake and make-believe anyways. Why would they select somebody that's going to fight them? Unless they're just pretending and on the outside, they're really actually shaking hands, which is what always happens.
The CIA or whatever weaponized form of influence they have, both in a military format.
CIA? What? The CIA? What? I thought Trump was... Is Trump not the president? Doesn't he have like at least a little bit of control of the CIA? You know what I mean? That's odd. So the CIA are the globalists. Not Skull and Bones. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Not the Freemasons, not any Illuminati bloodline. Of course not. No. It's all the CIA's fault.
Political format and getting insider.
This is 1960? Yes, the CIA is at fault. But who controls the CIA? Probably these Illuminati bloodlines and all of these things. So, can you really blame the CIA or the infiltration that happened to it? It's almost like this, right? There has been cultural and spiritual mind control for like probably over 1,000 years. MK Ultra did not make it up. They just put it into a government and used it as a way to control not just their own people, but random people on the street. Usually, what happens is these Illuminati people keep it in their own family and they're mind controlling their own kind, so that they all push their agendas. So basically, what I'm saying is the CIA adopted this stuff from occultists. They put it into the government, and the real root of the problem is still occultism and all of this esoteric stuff. Because that's where the real mind control comes from. It's all spirituality and weird stuff like that. So that's the root of the problem. That I don't think Chris Yoon will ever, fully be like, oh yeah, there are these secret societies that worship the devil. And it's really a battle between good and evil, not necessarily a battle between nationalists and globalists. Because they're nationalist Satanists, they're globalist Satanists. They're everywhere, dude.
Votes and all that stuff.
And they'll lie to you to get your vote. Oh, I'm a nationalist. Don't worry. I like this country. Meanwhile, God only knows what they really truly believe and what agendas they actually want done.
Their puppets to do their voting and their bidding and all of that. And the banking system, the family elites, whatever it is that's tying them down.
There we go. He finally said something.
Down to doing their work. And so I believe even Kim Jong-un,
But who are they tying down? You're saying they're not tying down the nationalists, only the globalists? It's the whole system, dude. It's the whole system.
was already freed in some sense when President, in his first term, went over there and he freed him of the CIA control and whoever else really controls him. If you actually look at the post, the rest of the post, in 140, who
Who controls North Korea?
controls North Korea? Who really controls North Korea? Who controls several agencies within the US, EU, and abroad? And this whole post
What? Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
is giving, in some sense, a green light for them to conspire, quote unquote, against the United States of America, which I believe is code for going against the globalist deep state order.
So when Trump says, oh yes, conspire against America, it's actually code for conspire against the deep state. Wow, that's, yeah. I don't think so, buddy.
That is both embedded internally in the US as well as all around the world, as they are in alliance for doing the New World Order's bidding. And so they are first and foremost trying to celebrate and talk about this a very unfriendly foreign invader. Now, again, there's double speak, there's dual meaning, and the freedom they're talking about is this ongoing battle, not only historically from the past, but also currently right now. And even though he's talking about the past, I believe he's talking about right now and what's going on or has.
So what's really going on, Chris Yoon? You really think there's this fight internally? Do you think you would even be able to be internal in the organization if you were fighting it? Do you know what happens to people who actually fight the New World Order and things like that? They certainly don't get famous or get a job as a politician, I'll tell you that much. And if they were a politician, very quickly they will lose their position.
Been going on for the last several years, even since the beginning of Trump's first term, and how these guys are celebrating that, and that they are now given the green light to continue going and doing whatever operation they have to do individually to each their own in their parts that they have.
Wow. So Trump has given them the green light. He's like, this is a green light, gentlemen. It's time to take out the deep state. 33D chess, bro. This is like 98D chess. I mean, you might as well throw the chessboard out, dude. This is like some shit you see on Star Wars. You know how they're playing the chess with the holograms? I don't know what movie that was from, but this is closer to something like that. And by saying that, I mean it's totally like unrealistic and could never happen. But
and so Putin meeting with Trump in Alaska was a fruitful meeting. They talked about probably how to finish off.
Oh my gosh, he's saying let's hear what he says.
The New World Order and the globalists, and so
wow. So he said the meeting between Trump and Putin in Alaska, they were probably talking about how to finish off the New World Order and the globalist. How do you not see that Trump is most likely in on that party of New World Order and globalists? He doesn't show the globalist part a lot, but New World Order for sure. He's not actually telling the truth. I mean, he's not on the list, guys. Come on. The list doesn't exist anymore. Give me a break.
Double speak, code talking.
If he wanted to take out the New World Order, he would just release the files. Let's be real. That would like easily just wipe them all out.
The alliance that they have amongst each other to first and foremost go against the New World Order because they have a common enemy. And then, of course,
they have a common enemy? Dude, the enemy is of the people, not of the government, dude. The enemy controls the governments. The enemies of the people, like you and me. That is our enemy. It's not Trump's enemy. Wow, dude. Is Chris Yoon basically saying the deep state is the New World Order? Because that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
They have disagreements, and they're not going to be on the same ideology, the same level. They're not.
The New World Order. I hate to tell you, Trump's one of them. So, yeah, if the deep state can't just be this small thing. If the deep state equals the New World Order, then Trump equals the deep state too. Think about that.
All conservative Christians and all that, obviously, but they have a higher level enemy that they want to take care of. And I believe they want Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Xi, as well as Trump. They want world peace, but the globalists, they want war. They want to continue funding and
it doesn't seem like Putin wants peace, bro. It seems like he's not going to leave Ukraine until he gets what he wants. So I don't know about that one.
Having evil intent for the whole world. And so whether that's population reduction, whether it's other things, the ushering in of the Antichrist and the
yeah, comet ping pong and all of that. Yeah, I remember that, dude. I was very into the whole Pizzagate thing and John Podesta, and yeah, I mean they all should have went to prison, dude. How is Jeffrey Epstein a lone trafficker? That doesn't even make sense. If you're trafficking, you have to have somebody you're trafficking to. And it was all of these politicians. Oh my goodness, go figure, including Trump, most likely.
Spirit and the whole one world thing, all of that stuff. These guys, again, as I said before, they're nationalists. They want what's best for their country.
What proof does he have of this, dude? What evidence do you have that Kim Jong-un and all these people are nationalists and they're not actually secretly working for the New World Order to push the globalist agenda? What evidence do you have? I mean, I know it's a video, but I really don't think he has that great of evidence. If it's QAnon, then that's not evidence.
To each their own. And I think recently there was another thing about India coming into the fold and other BRICS nations where Trump says, look, it looks like we've lost India and Russia to the deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. And so when Trump is saying these teaser things and then caveating it with the have a long and prosperous future together, may they celebrate together, he's referencing, President Trump, referencing the ongoing BRICS and togetherness of
the ongoing BRICS and togetherness. Yes, he's referencing the fight against the deep state, guys, of course.
These nations are nations, including Trump and the white hats, fighting against the black hats and the darkness. And so you've got to understand that there's a bigger war going on right now, and it sounds...
There's a bigger war going on. Yeah, I mean, the war is going on, and I think the people actually waging the war would be people like us, people like me, people like Roger, just people actually like coming out and telling you the truth, the full truth of what's actually happening, instead of using blanket terms like the Matrix, the deep state. Let's just say what they actually are. Satanic occultists that run the world. Wow. Why is that really that difficult to say for the presidents and everybody else supposedly fighting them? You can't say who they are. Wow, interesting. Dude, Roger, why would I ever say politicians are criminals, dude? Of course not, bro. They're all very good people. They would never lie. They're fighting the deep state, dude. We have to put our faith in Kim Jong-un and Putin to like pull through for us and fight the deep state from within. We got to have our faith in Putin, dude. Putin's going to pull through for America, I promise. Like, come on. You see what I'm saying, though? Like, in essence, like, if you're reading this, there's really no facts behind it. He hasn't said any facts. He's just giving his opinion, and he's saying, well, this must be code, even though he has no proof for it. So he's basically saying, put your faith in Kim Jong-un, the president of China, Putin, and Trump, that they're going to drain the deep state and fight these globalist elite. That's literally what he's saying. And I will never put my faith in any politician, let alone a politician from China or anywhere else for that matter.
Kooky, conspiracy-esque, but for the bigger war going on right now, and it sounds kooky, conspiracy-esque.
Yes, it does. It sounds extremely like that. Actually, I don't think it can sound anything but that.
But for the purposes of continuity of the world, they have to be in this sort of simplistic view, like, oh, those guys are bad, BRICS versus US, oh, these guys are doing this and that. And
yeah, it has to be in that simplistic view so they can spin the narrative, and then behind closed doors, they're all shaking hands with the New World Order. But you're saying behind closed doors, they're all shaking hands to conspire against the New World Order. Really? Who prints the money? You think if Trump really went against the New World Order, they couldn't just, induce some type of economic despair and collapse like they always do with all these African countries that don't want to listen to them? Oh, you don't want to listen to us, Zimbabwe or Congo or whatever? Okay, we'll kill your leader, induce a civil war, and then we'll put our own leader in that will listen to us. You don't think they can do that with Western countries too? They just haven't had to go that far.
They're going to keep up with the narrative that is digestible to
examples. I'm sure. I mean, look at JFK's assassination and things like that. I'm pretty sure the New World Order benefited from Richard Nixon getting in office. You know what I mean? So if you want to look at it like that, then yeah, they have done it before in the West.
The public, while behind the scenes, there's a fight for actual world domination, for actual the continuity of humanity, and so they all understand.
These people hate humanity. You have to understand that the people in power, they don't like humanity. They'd rather serve these fallen entities. And those fallen entities hate humans as well. That's why they want to destroy the human race and get rid of half the population and do all these terrible things that they always talk about openly. They always talk about it.
mistakes and what's going on, but they're not going to just say it publicly and outright. But at the same time, we've been given the clues. People are doing the research. People are doing
We've
all
been
of
given the right-wing clues to keep our faith in Trump. You gotta have these little drops that keep your faith in politics, you know? Because if there was nothing, then we'd all wake up. Even Chris would be like, holy shit, they're all puppets. Trump is a deep state ploy. Not actually. He's a New World Order ploy. I'm sorry. I said deep state because I'm just so used to hearing it from this guy.
this clue dropping and evidence being poured out. You recently saw the Epstein files and all that stuff. Just so many things happening, but it's a good
Well, that didn't happen.
message.
Look at the hand sign, guys. Here it is. It's a good message as he gives the hand gesture.
In essence. And so we have to stay alert, stay prayed up. If you don't see or believe some of this because it requires deeper research and knowledge, that's okay. You don't
It requires deeper research and knowledge. Dude, I can't get any deeper than this, man. I really can't. This is nuts.
really need to know this to be able to understand end times and salvation, obviously. But it's good to know it because you understand the different levels of optics and the perspectives based on which group you are in. And so, in that way,
Yeah, your best bet is to not pick a group. That's probably your best bet. Don't pick a group. And if the conspiracy requires you to pick a side, then it's a psyop, not a conspiracy. Oh, I was saying, Roger, we've seen it happen where, you know, if a country doesn't want to do the deep state's will, sorry, I keep saying deep state. The New World Order. The deep state is like literally just a psyop in its own thing because obviously the right is involved with it. So, as I was saying, yeah. So when these countries don't want to do the will of the New World Order, they end up in civil war. They end up in economic collapse. Their dollar fails. Their leaders end up getting assassinated, and then the New World Order will bring their own leader in that will do whatever they want. And I was saying, like, I haven't seen that done in the West before. But if you think about it, I mean, it could have been with JFK, dude. I mean, I think Richard Nixon was much more of a New World Order candidate than JFK was. They killed JFK, and then they got their New World Order candidate in. I mean, they basically did it in the West, too, if you look at it like that. So, yeah, I mean, there's probably been other examples as well, just at smaller scales. Instead of, like, presidential level, it'll be, like, a state politician or something like that, you know what I mean? They'll blackmail them, get them out of office, get them to resign, and then they'll put in whoever they want that'll actually push their narrative.
help better to cater prayers as well as discerning the world and how people see some of these figures in the nations. So don't be so linear. Don't be so, and obviously we're beyond the fact that, I only want to believe CNN. And
yeah, YouTube does that. It's very weird. It'll say like one person is watching and I'll literally have like 3 separate people leaving comments at the same time. And then like last night, me and Roger stream, I did a dual stream with him. I got over 100 views almost. It was like 98 views. I woke up this morning and it was down to like 60. So they literally like removed 30 views. I don't know why they would do that, but yeah, the viewer thing on YouTube is always seemingly inaccurate.
I only want to believe in a certain news outlet. It's beyond that now, thankfully. But at the same time, there's still layers right now that's happening. So it's a multifaceted psyops war as well.
A multifaceted psyops war. Who's fighting the psyops? Other than just the American people in general, waking up and telling everybody, hey, don't fall for this. There's no news doing it. There's no politicians coming out and saying, oh, look at the psyops. Wake up, everybody. Kim Jong-un ain't fighting the psyop. Putin ain't fighting the psyop. Trump certainly isn't fighting the psyop. He's been a part of them, so.
As a kinetic and regular, traditional war.
You think Trump got shot in the ear? I don't.
And we have to get ahead of that. But we as the population, as the general
Manchurian candidate, with his eyes popping out of his skull, look like he smoked 3 pounds of meth because he's so MK Ultra the fuck out. Yeah. That's the shooter, of course. Yeah.
Public, we don't need to know.
Visited by BlackRock and the FBI before he supposedly committed the shooting. Right. And he died too, so there's no witnesses or any testimony. Right. Got it. Trump has literally been in the psyops, and this guy's saying Trump is fighting the psyops.
Truth behind all of it, because the bigger, higher priority, especially from the white hat's perspective, is to win the war in essence. And until everything is said and done, Trump, these guys are going to say certain things. They're going to say things that will throw people off. They're going to say things that sound controversial, but
they're going to say things that throw people off. But don't worry, guys. When Trump says something to throw you off and it sounds like he's going against America, don't worry. This is just a distraction for the deep state, and he's actually working in your benefit. But I don't want to hear any nonsense like that ever again, because it's not true.
a rhyme and a
I
reason.
don't put faith in politicians. Oh, well, just trust that. Even though Trump outwardly definitely looks like he's not in your benefit, inwardly, where you can't see or get any verification whatsoever, you just have to have faith that he's working in America's benefit. What? Why would I ever do that?
From a white hat perspective, in terms of the
That's how you get
psyops
your
of the
hopes
war.
broken, dude. That's how you get your hopes broken. You know how many people had faith Trump was going to win the 2020 election, even after Joe Biden stole it, quote unquote? He never got reelected, did he? No. And you know how many people were like rooting for him? Even Chris Yoon here was. He was the one guilty of it. Oh, sorry, I got the date wrong, guys. God told me he was going to get reelected. I just messed up the date. He's actually going to have to get reelected through the courts. Well, that never happened either. So, yeah.
That we are living in. So
So much for putting your faith in Trump.
I just wanted to give you guys this quick word of encouragement from the news and what I believe is going on, as well as other anons and other independent journalists.
Let me catch somebody calling themselves an anon, dude. Roger, I better not find you like, okay, welcome back, anons. Don't do it, Roger. Please don't. I'd be very upset. I might cry if I heard Roger or PJ say something like that. All right, so this is the end of this one. We're gonna cover his most recent video now, and then we're gonna get out of here. That was a good one. A lot of misinformation, obviously. Oh my gosh, he uploaded this 37 minutes ago, guys. While we were live, Chris just dropped a banger for us. So we're just gonna go ahead and check this out. I haven't seen this. He just dropped this. It looks like he's going into QAnon. More Q, it seems like. Yeah, this is gonna be a banger. All right, 16 minutes. Let's get into it. Yeah, this could be great.
Enter into an information warfare like no other.
The information warfare. Oh, great. What a good way to start it, Chris.
We are about to enter into an information warfare like no other. If you thought COVID,
Thanks,
the
Roger.
vaccines, and all of the health stuff over the last 5 years was crazy, what's happening right now? Some of the signs, the signals,
What? Okay, so if you thought COVID and everything else was crazy, no. This is worse. How could it be worse? I don't know. Let's find out.
all the drops, Trump, the white hats, everything.
Trump,
and what's
the white
coming is
hats.
going to be absolutely crazy.
What is this
Today,
called? Something strange about Trump's cryptic war message that's baffling everyone. Interesting.
I want to talk a little bit about the health crisis, some clues, drops, this warfare that we are in, and how to prep you because you're going to have to make the decisions yourself. The next phase of the information warfare is here. Guys, before I get started,
well, this is nuts, dude. This should, the way he's saying it, it's like it's breaking news, bro. And then he's gonna go into a Q post from 5 years ago and Ultra MAGA Dean Erickson's Twitter. Like, and this is like this big breaking news. Q and Ultra MAGA Dean Erickson. Just now, didn't he? Yeah, no 5G. Didn't mention that, did he? Yeah, because that's definitely gonna play a part into it, 100%. Yeah.
I want to humbly ask you for your financial support.
I want to humbly. Dude, no, don't support this guy. I'm sorry, but I mean, if you feel led to support people, that's fine. But I would do like a Roger situation where I send him a super chat just to like kind of say he's wrong. like when Roger sent the super chats to get Duffy's attention. He probably didn't want to donate the money. He just wanted his attention. I'd do something like that. I'd be like, yo, Chris, by the way, Trump is also in the New World Order. 199 super chat. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. All right, let's continue.
No, I'm doing a fundraiser. We are less than 20% away from our goal. All the information is in the link down below at the content. And to make a lot of my work easier, let's get that I've used for the last 5 years crashed and I'm forced to use my laptop. It's much slower. My workflow, my editing, all of the exporting, everything has slowed down significantly because I've been using this laptop and because I've been so funding for me in that way. Alternatively, if you guys want to support me, just into it. As you guys know, last week, President Trump so much more for the impact I have across the world.
Usually
so let's get back into it.
As you guys know, on the news, he'll just read a news article, and that's great. You can't get that wrong unless the news is lying about it, which isn't your fault, Chris. But then after he reads the news, then he gives his own opinion and he brings QAnon in and all the MAGA anons, as he calls them. MAGA anons. So yeah, I'm assuming in the beginning we'll probably just agree, like, oh yeah, this is what he said.
Last week, President Trump, RFK, and the White House had suggested a link between acetaminophen, which is basically Tylenol,
We
and
already covered this
autism.
in the
This
last
is the first phase out of many to
56% of Americans believe it is likely that COVID-19 shots have caused many unexplained deaths. Really, 56%. I wonder, like, who was interviewed though. Not likely, 35%. 9, don't know. 56% likely. This is a great post. I'm sure. I'd love to believe these numbers, but at Honest Medicine, or Rasmussen poll, who was asked? How many people?
get people awakened to the
Like 56% of Americans. Did you interview everyone in America? No, so that's a misleading statement.
their slumber.
And I would like to agree with this, right? Like, I'm not trying to disagree. I'm just saying, like, taking things off of Twitter and be like, oh my gosh, 56% of Americans. Like, this is groundbreaking. Like, is it really? I don't know. They probably interviewed 1,000 people.
question certain things that we have been accustomed to that has been given to us as a social norm. A recent Rasmussen poll as of the beginning of September showed that 56% of Americans believe it is likely that COVID-19 shots have caused many.
By the way, guys, we can talk about COVID now. If you haven't seen my recent video, YouTube is unbanning everybody that was banned for political speech and COVID misinformation. And in that article on the government website, it says that these policies have since been repealed. So we can talk about COVID. I'm pretty happy about that.
Unexplained deaths. So again, I'm not giving any facts. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying what's true or not. What I'm saying is that there's
Time to stop demonizing those who have legitimate concerns over vaccines. The Epoch Times. Really? Wow. Interesting.
hesitancy. People that are legitimately questioning and having concerns over the vaccines.
I agree with Chris here. Like I said, I mean, if he's covering the news, he usually does a good job until his opinions get involved.
Many more articles are coming out and saying, hey, let's stop demonizing those who have legitimate concerns over the vaccines. And you guys know my take over the years. I've said,
Let me bless you guys with a drop. I got you. I'm gonna do this. This is for you guys. All right. How bad is my batch.com? Okay. Welcome, guys. How bad is my batch.com? This is how you spell it. Just take away the spaces and add .com to the end. This has numerous resources for the vaccines, documentaries, the toxic lots. You can even go in and find your, like, if you got the vaccine, there's a resource to basically check how many people got injured on your specific batch. So yeah, this is a great resource. I would have never, talked about this prior to now that YouTube is like pretty lenient on these things, apparently. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there because, I don't know how many people are aware of this. Howbadismybatch.com, but yeah, it's a great resource. It's got everything in one place for COVID.
before, when somebody tells you this is safe and effective, it could be true. But when you say that you won't have long-term effects, how do you know that? How do you know? Because this research and the newness of this novelty of this vaccine has only been out for such a short amount of time. When you say that in 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, you're not going to have any problems, how do you know that? Because that time has not come about. Now, maybe God showed you in a prophetic dream and
maybe God showed you in a prophetic dream. That's I don't know how that ties in. I was literally just about to pause it and say I agree with him completely. And now he's saying, well, maybe God gave you a prophetic dream. So let's see what this is about.
I could give some weight to that. But if you think because you have a title, because you say you're a doctor, because you're an epidemiologist and you have all this research, doesn't mean that you are for sure factual about the cause and effect of what's going to happen in the future with these COVID vaccines. Again, I'm not anti-vaccine in the traditional sense. I'm just skeptical about certain things. So these people that have concerns, people are listening to them and they're trying to do research to see what's really going on. Now, specifically about research and vaccines, there's much more coming out on.
Let's see. This vaccine, specifically aluminum Tylenol, makes it worse by depleting glutathione, which is needed to detox. Vaccines are what is causing the fevers and seizures. Tylenol depletes glutathione, which blocks detox pathways to chemicals and metals from the vaccine buildup in tiny bodies. Yeah, I mean, the thing is here, right? I think it's naive to say that only vaccines are how heavy metals end up in people's bodies. I mean, look at what they're spraying in the skies, dude. No, seriously. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. Watch this. Look at what they're spraying in the skies, guys. Here's a list of patents. 1891, method of producing rainfall. Let's just go to 76. Smoke generator. Broadcast dissemination of trace quantities of biologically active chemicals. Biologically active chemicals. Method and apparatus for triggering a substantial change in Earth characteristics and measuring Earth changes. Triggering a substantial change in Earth's characteristics. 1977. Atmospheric modification satellite. 1983. Method and apparatus for aerosol particle absorption spectroscopy. 1983. Method and means for producing weather modification. 1984. Hart patent. Method and apparatus for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and magnetosphere. 1987, guys. Yeah, this is a thing they're doing, and they're spraying heavy metals in the atmosphere. So it ain't just the vaccines. I'm sorry to tell you, we all are probably have some in us. It ain't just the vaccines. And yes, Big Pharma's not helping with their pills or anything, but
either side. And I'm just going to try to be fair about this, but Whiplash 347 says that it's vaccines, specifically aluminum. Tylenol makes it worse by depleting
gonna skip through this,
glutathione, which is needed COVID and so many yearly vaccines, a total of 94 doses.
Since 1986, pharma has not been liable for vaccine injury or deaths. Yep. Same thing with telecommunications, by the way. Go try to sue somebody for putting a 5G tower next to your house. Good luck.
Before the age of 18. Now, I'm not here to, again, cast doubt on the entire Western medical system, but if you realize what happened from the Rockefeller medicine years all the way up till now, they have allowed...
Wow, dude. He finally said somebody's name.
Eastern medicine with herbs and natural things to be quackery. And if you questioned
It is quackery, right? Yeah, herbs are, you're just a weird hippie or something. Yeah, they make it stigmatized for sure. Oh my gosh, you're using herbs? Like, yeah.
One of the new things that are...
But nobody cares what other people think, and I think that's kind of old news anyways. I think the more time goes on, the more people are waking up to natural medicine.
Oil-based medicines, people are going to call you a lunatic. So all in all, what I'm saying is that this is the type of information warfare and demonization people have over the power of what the medical industry is in its current form in the Western world today. And as you guys know, a lot of things have changed even in the last 10, 20 years. If you have been even in the food and beverage and health industry, you guys know that what they told us about certain foods, we have organic, processed, and it's been more mainstream into accepting the fact that organic and things that are, they call it bioengineered now, but anything that's processed, we know that that's not good for you. And
right, yep.
Most of probably the...
So far, so good in this video. He didn't actually mention Q yet. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I thought he did. Maybe not. Okay, so it'll be something for a change. No Q.
World can agree, if you take something that's genetically modified and churned over and over with crazy pesticides and all that, it's probably not good for you. And so that narrative even has shifted over the years. And just natural things like sleeping, eating, and working out, exercise, all of that has a lot better to do than to have all of this crazy food pyramid type diet. And so I
completely agree. Yeah, I mean, he's right here. Yeah.
What's happening is also occurring in the medical, the pharmaceutical, and the modern day medical industry. There's been a shakeup and there's been a bit of a turning point into question.
I think it is, but I think Big Pharma is too big for like serious, true breakthroughs to actually happen. They might cure these small diseases, but I don't think they want to cure cancer or anything like that, because that's what keeps the machine turning. Sick people fund the hospitals. If everybody gets cured and nobody gets sick, then the hospitals will go broke.
Questioning the status quo.
And the people that make the pills will also go broke because nobody needs your pills anymore. I'm taking this herb now.
What we are living under in terms of this whole
that I
system.
grow in my backyard.
Again, there's a lot of mismotivation,
just
right? Insurance, money, making money off patients, and all of that being put on a drug for the rest of your life versus having actual cures. I mean, which doctor tells you that you should just go sleep and have vitamin B and take magnesium glycinate, zinc, and vitamin C and all these things, natural things, as opposed to getting another prescription drug? And again, I'm not here to harp on the entire medical industry. There are things that are very great.
I wish all his videos were like this. Honestly, if they all were, I probably wouldn't even be doing these streams. Yeah, he can't help himself with the head side, right? Yeah, for sure.
It's almost a miracle.
No, he really can, dude. Like, it's so funny because yesterday's stream, It's just the thumbnails are actually on point. I have him doing the hand sign in the thumbnail, but like he actually does it, so it's not even like I don't even feel bad about it.
This was research, and that we have such innovation, specifically like things like surgery, like actual surgery, physical therapy. I've been a product of that. I've had physical therapy, shoulder surgery because I got my shoulder dislocated, and all these things, and it's helped a lot, obviously.
That's
but
great.
to have certain things where you just are pumped liquids and medicines and pharmaceutical things versus doing it, I don't know, in some other way. And again, I'm not claiming to know the answers. That, in some sense, that hesitancy, that skepticism is real. It's legitimate.
What is this hand sign you just did?
In some sense, that hesitancy
Look at what that's a weird one. He does some weird things with his hands, man. I'll tell you what.
that skepticism is real. It's legitimate, and it should be listened to by the general population. And this is what's happening in this information warfare. Now, of course, a lot of data is coming out.
Autism rates globally. Still think it's genetics. Genetics can influence, but it's what we do in our environment that pulls the trigger, and it's not just one thing. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
In terms of, yes, autism rates are going
It's
up.
the food. It's the shit that's spraying in the sky. It's the 5 vaccines you have to get before you can even go to school. I mean, it's everything.
Globally,
Not
people
just
are
one thing.
asking the right questions. What is the research showing us? Is there causation? Is it genetic? Is it influenced by something else, like what RFK Trump is implying, basically, with regards to the introduction of vaccines and other things? And if you look up a lot of news right now, especially mainstream news, they're saying that, yes,
He's
autism
ignoring.
is going up,
Yeah.
but the reason for that is because of the diagnoses as opposed to the surge in actual cases by the ratio, meaning there's a broader diagnostic criteria like DSM, ICD revisions in the
I'm gonna
1990s,
kinda skip
certain
through 'em a little
countries, and again, like vaccines over the last 10 years, for which some of them are new, is it going to do certain damage in the long run? So these are things for
Well,
which
Trump gave us the vaccine, did he not? And as far as I can tell, dude, nobody's taking accountability for that. I think I said this on the stream yesterday, but
if you argue, well, in the last 100 years, it's been fine, nothing's been different, you don't understand that we have to go to a deeper level of analysis and study to allow, genetics, age, other factors to play into it, because there's always
time, obviously time. You can't just warp speed the vaccine, pun intended.
going to be connections that we don't really know about. And that's just common sense. It's like logic to be able to be so close-minded to say, well, you know what, it's been tradition, it's just always like this. That type of outlook on life for anything is an arrogant and prideful way to look at certain things, in my opinion.
I kind of
And
get it, yeah. Life has always been this way, we should always listen to the powers that be. I kind of get that. Yeah, he's the father of the vaccine, exactly. But Chris Yoon is like a Trump lover, so I don't get it.
always remember these two verses, 2 Thessalonians 2:9-11. The coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan. With all
Some people
power,
say Trump
signs,
is the lawless one. People have said Trump is the Antichrist. Many people. I'm not saying he is, but it's just weird how we got all these like other Christians that see Trump as like this godly man, and then you have the other side that's like literally saying Trump is the devil.
and lying
And they're
wonders.
not even leftist either. Like obviously the lefties say Trump is the devil, but they don't think he's the Antichrist. They just think he's a bad politician. They don't even believe in God.
And with all unrighteous deception among those who perish. And for this reason, God will send them strong delusion that they should believe the lie. In 2 Timothy 4:3-4, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they will heap up for themselves teachers, and they will turn
I don't want to say, I don't want to be that guy that says Chris Yoon is involved with that or anything. But I think Trump is. Like, have you heard Trump talk about Christianity? Oh, good people go to heaven and bad people go to hell. Have you seen Paula White, his like the Trump charismatic minister that like sometimes goes out and preaches with him or whatever, or for him? She's a nut job too. So, I mean, from what I'm telling, Trump ain't this great Christian person either.
turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to fables. Now, you could argue this is for scripture and sound biblical gospel doctrine, but it applies to a lot of concepts regarding truth. Now, let's talk a little bit about the front
Oh, goodness. Barack Obama's Twitter post. Let's see what he said.
tier we are in right now, because this whole Barack Obama and many leaders on the left, they're using health, they're using what Trump is saying and weaponizing it to their own gain, meaning they're going and taking a side, pushing this agenda and trying to fight back from what Trump is doing. And I'm going to go over this in a second, but right now what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think AI definitely has something to do with it. You're definitely on point with that. I think they're taking. This is just my interpretation. Tell me what you think of this. I think a lot of these things were chained in darkness. They were like cast down, and they're not allowed out. You know what I mean? Like God literally like chained them to, what do you want to say, Sheol or hell or bottomless pit, whatever. And these people are with CERN and all of these devices are literally trying to open portals to communicate with them and get orders from them. And I think there are some that are free and they're roaming the earth, right? But there's other ones, like the really evil ones, that are like literally chained in the pits. And CERN and these things are trying to literally open portals to either free them if they can, or like maybe go down there and talk to them and be like more close to them and then come back up and do the will of them. Like literally, like I feel like it's something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. I'm not going to Chris Yoon it and put on a tinfoil hat here, but they've already said they're trying to open portals to other dimensions and they don't know what's going to come out the other side. They don't know. Like, so they're literally just, I think they do know though. They're trying to, contact God only knows what.
Is Barack Obama and many others taking one side and saying we have people in power making broad claims around certain drugs and autism that have been continuously disproven. The degree to which
Yeah, I'll have to take a look, Seabass. I think I'm subscribed to you, but if not, let me make sure I am now. Yeah, I'm subscribed to you. Yeah. I'll take a look at that video after I finish up with this stream. I will take a look at that.
comments can undermine public health, do harm to women who are pregnant, create anxiety for parents who do not have children who are autistic, is violence against Obama. And again, this is per Trump and the White Hats and all of that.
Barack Obama will face justice. Let's see what Trump
operation
said.
Going on. This is part of a greater takedown operation.
This is a part of the takedown operation. Okay, so we're getting very close to QAnon talk here, but not quite.
And again, this is per Trump and the White Hats and all of that, committed treason.
Trump and the White Hats.
Now, this is interesting because earlier today, and this is on September 25th, he reposted this interview that he had back in July, I believe, with the Filipino president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. And as part of that, he's talking about how Barack Obama will face strong justice. And before I play the clip here, what I find interesting is that this is a perfect 5-year delta.
No, he is bringing in QAnon. Man, every time, bro, I was given the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, man, we've gone like 10 minutes, no conspiracy. You're talking about the vaccines, which is a bit of a conspiracy, but I kind of agree with you on that. And then boom, here we are, QAnon, once again.
To the T, September
25th, 2020. Let's see what it was supposed to.
25th, 2020 for post 4771. And he specifically.
So this was today, 5 years ago.
Talks about in this post.
Obamagate, Watergate. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, dude. Obamagate is so much bigger.
Obamagate. It's much bigger.
Obamagate, dude. Really? That's kind of funny, honestly. Obamagate. I've never heard of something like that.
Than what Watergate was. Over target, says Q. So let's listen just briefly to the first part of this.
We caught President Obama absolutely cold. Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up all the way going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook. And I'm very happy I did.
You let her off the hook, man. Yeah. This guy's all for justice. He's letting people off the hook.
But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say, oh, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released, and what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal.
Very criminal. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I wonder if anything will happen with that. I have no idea.
at the highest level. So that's really the things you should be talking about.
The gravity and the magnitude of what he's saying, because it's
The gravity and the magnitude, dude. You know, he said many things like that. Didn't he say, let's drain the swamp and all of that, too? He never did. Didn't he say he's going to release the Epstein files? He never did. So just because he says something's going to happen doesn't mean it is.
easy to brush him off as being, oh, he's just a crazy guy, just spewing stuff. But he's been saying this for the longest time.
The
Q has been
election was stolen. There will be justice. Like, come on.
saying this for the longest time, and there's something else going on that we are not privy to, and there's an operation at play. And so that
I'll
gets
give Trump this. The election was rigged because every election is rigged. It's all selections, not elections. So he is right. But, yeah, I don't know.
me to think about this news that is just breaking. Apparently, Pete Hegseth orders a rare, urgent meeting of hundreds of generals and
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, catch up. He surely is. Yeah.
admirals. The Pentagon has summoned military officials from around the world for a gathering in Virginia. Even top generals and their staff don't know the reason for the meeting. This is absolutely
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, dude. They're coming to drain the deep state, dude. They're bringing all the generals from overseas. They're putting them in Virginia. And they're going to go storm D.C. and arrest the crooked politicians. Right, yeah. I'd love to believe that.
Now, of course, this is not a secret anymore, meaning that probably these guys want to be known, meaning Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, it's called war now, among many white hats, Trump and others,
Among
because
many white
something
hats.
is going down that we are not privy to. Now, this could be conspiracy-like and whatever it is.
This
Now,
could be conspiracy-like. You think so, Chris? Wow. What makes you say that? You've never talked about a conspiracy.
this is part of the whole military operation, taking down and having hundreds of arrests and all of that. Who knows? But what's
Who
absolutely
knows?
clear
At least finally. I was expecting him to bring QAnon into that one. He couldn't find any connection. Thank goodness.
is Trump's tone, his language, and what he's been saying from the very get-go. And as people have been saying this whole time, Trump has been right about everything. And I say it
Oh, that's a weird hand sign. He didn't know what to do with his hand there.
get-go. And as people have been saying this whole time, Trump has been right about everything. And I say it in
That was
quotes,
a
but I
weird one.
really think he's been right about a lot.
Trump has been right about everything. Hold on. Whoa, I was so focused on his hand sign. I didn't realize what he just said. Trump has been right about everything? What? How? When?
Of these things. I don't like saying things in absolute, so that's why I'm hesitating on everything, but I'm saying more than
You say a lot of things in some pretty absolutes, Chris. You don't seem to be hesitating too much when you bring up QAnon.
99% of these things with regards to the information, the military intelligence, the knowledge, all of this corruption. He has hundreds of generals. He has thousands of people working that are of the white hat, Holy Spirit inspired Christian.
I'm going to send a verse for you, catch up. 1 second. Corinthians 10, 3 through 5. This verse helps me a lot. It's pretty good when it comes to that. Just say it out loud, like as many times as you need to, honestly. That's what I usually do. Here. Oh, is it too big to put in the chat? Here, let me just do it like this then. I'm gonna send in parts. Because it's a couple verses. And there it is. Okay. Yeah. It's a great verse. I read that a lot, actually, whenever I feel, attacked in any way. Yeah. Hopefully that helps you. It's helped me a lot, so
People
that's
that
why I wanted
want
to
to
send
do
it.
justice, they want to allow truth to disseminate, and for
Yeah,
a
just Google it or just look it up. It's a good one, dude. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, to the pulling down strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. It's quite beautiful, actually. I know I just like sped read that, but yeah,
better world to prosper
maybe read it a little bit slower.
than the satanic order of the whatever it is of that deep state cabal thing or
What? The satanic order of that deep state cabal thing? Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. It definitely does. But I think it's more like oppression though, you know, it's more of an outside thing versus like internal. I don't know, just like bad thoughts that like clearly seemingly are not my own, because I would never think something so grotesque as that. Or like snappy thoughts, like it's like a very quick thought, like I'm looking at something and it's almost like I've made the decision on how I feel about it without actually like ever thinking about it or make the decision. And I'm like, what? That's not how I feel about this. I haven't even processed this yet. Where did this thought come from? You know what I mean? Like, what? And sometimes it can just be very weird things. Or like, you know, sometimes like uh frustration and anger. Now, more so when it comes to that, that's kind of my own thoughts, and I just kind of have to like fight that and be like, all right, calm down. There's no reason to be angry. Love your enemies. Forgive those that hate you. Pray for them. Obviously, they're going through something as well, you know, that type of thing. But yeah. Yeah, I get that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. You just got to, I don't know, confront it, be bold about it, stand on God's word, uh, always be vigilant, you know? Yeah.
World to prosper than the satanic order of the whatever it is of that deep state cabal thing.
That is such a weird thing. Like, he seems so confused when he's saying this.
Better world to prosper than the satanic order of the whatever it is of that deep state cabal thing or whatever. And this is what we're dealing with right now. So I just want
We're dealing with a deep state cabal thing or whatever right now, apparently. Okay, we got one more video from Chris, and then I'm gonna play a couple songs and we'll get out of here. Here it is. All right. So this one, I think it's more.
So Trump just
Q9.
made a huge
Something unusual about Trump's UN speech that nobody caught. This was yesterday. 1 day ago. Well, the ones in the club aren't our enemies. They're the enemies of God, even declared war against him. Yeah, I mean, I think in a sense, though, they're the enemies of the human race because they follow entities that want like to rule over us. And they take orders from like these higher entities that literally like, I mean, they look at us like the elites look at us. Because these people in the clubs, they're like, oh, I'm a Freemason. Look at all these sheeple in the world. They know nothing. I'm so much better than them because I took these secret oaths and learned all this secret knowledge. And I think these entities that control even these Freemasons and things look down on humans the same way. Oh, I'm this higher power and humans are so little to me and I can do all these things and you know, that's who they're taking the orders from. So I think in that sense they are like literally enemies of the human race because they literally want to genetically modify us, morph us into robots and you know, hook us up to the beast system. So yeah. But I do understand what you're saying. I definitely agree with that. They are enemies of God for sure. 100%.
speech in front of the UN, and among the hour-long speech of a lot of the points about America, foreign policy, trade, and all of that, there are two main things that really stuck out, and it's causing a firestorm. And part of it is within this white hat operation that a lot of us have been talking.
The white hat operation, man. I don't like these words that he uses. These like right-wing conspiracy words are really just like a little bit much for me, I'll be honest.
About for a long time. So let's discuss those 2 points and some of the other conspiracy-esque type things, as there have been lots of drops as well as other nuances to the references to Q and other things. So
oh yeah, by the way, guys, I reached 300 subs, so shout out to everybody who subscribed. I really do appreciate it. I actually reached 300 and then I woke up with four extra subs. I don't know where that came from. It might have come from my recent video. It's kind of blowing up a little bit. So that's cool. But yeah, I do want to say thank you for all the support, guys. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, pretty grateful, honestly.
Talk about it. And one of the biggest things he's mentioned is...
By the way, I think the link is pinned if anybody wants to join. I saw Roger was in here for a little while, but he's probably at work or something just listening in.
with regards to migration, immigration, and the legal movement of the Western civilization, and that a lot of these countries
So
have
this is like the
enabled.
typical Chris Yoon fashion. I think in the beginning he's just gonna be covering the news, like how everything, really just is portrayed to us. And then, 2, 3 minutes in, he'll switch to the whole QAnon thing, and he's like, "Well, this is what actually is happening behind closed doors." So I'm just gonna let it play. I probably won't have anything to say until he gets into conspiracy mode.
And funded the movement of people, the illegal migration of people, and that they had stopped this in America, but it's a problem for the rest of the nation, and specifically on even trafficking. He's talking about fighting cartels, gangs, and traffickers,
That's
having
so
lost
weird,
over
dude. How's Trump fighting trafficking, dude? He said Epstein was a solo trafficker. Like he didn't say that, but that's like basically the narrative. And there's nobody else involved, and he's not involved on the list, even though he is. So how can it's so weird when you see these people saying, "Oh, we're fighting trafficking and all this," and then, I mean, maybe they're talking about drug trafficking, but I mean, they're trafficking people just as much as they are drugs. And in fact, I think the people trafficking the humans are usually like the bigger people, the bigger fish. The drug traffickers are just some random dude living in a hut in Venezuela trying to make some money. The person trafficking the humans, I mean, dude, who knows who that is? Probably some type of mafia business.
300,000 children, but 30,000 were returned to their families. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say allegations, but a lot of strong language. And he even mentioned like your countries are going to hell, and it's not good for those
Countries are going to hell. That's a weird thing to say from Trump, but I could see it. Yeah.
countries. And one thing he mentioned was bioweapons. So let's take a look at a quick clip of him talking about this.
Be no United Nations to be talking about. There would be no nothing. Just a few years ago, reckless experiments overseas gave us a
Yeah, the CIA, bro. Yeah, they're involved with it too. Yeah. So basically, the government, right? Wow. Who would have thought the government fighting the war on drugs is the one supplying some of the drugs? Oh no! Wow.
devastating global pandemic. Yet, despite that worldwide catastrophe, many countries are continuing extremely risky research into bioweapons and man made pathogens. This is unbelievably dangerous. To prevent potential disasters, I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce Biological Weapons Convention.
Biological Weapons Convention. Oh, that's great.
Which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world by pioneering an AI verification system that everyone can trust.
What? An AI verification system? Oh no, that doesn't sound good. I'm not sure what the context is. He said something about a meeting of bioweapons, and then he brought that up out of nowhere.
Hopefully, the UN can play a constructive role, and it will also be one of the early projects under AI.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, like honestly, I just think because even Will Duffy said, well, they said the weather's been awful for like 2 months, and then when we got there, supposedly the weather just magically cleared up. And then now I don't know if I believe that because Sav was saying he checked the weather at Union Glacier and it was actually like cloudy that day. So I mean, like I said, I think they probably didn't go. But if they did, like imagine this, right? Imagine NASA comes out there with their little weather modification machines. They make sure it's a clear day. They shoot up their little fake sun that they've probably already got in the sky somewhere, and they film it. I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult. Now, I'm more along the lines of obviously it's probably just a green screen show, but I think it is a possibility. Like, yeah, they could easily do that for sure, 100%. Yeah, and I think it's even more of a point because wow, why did the weather just magically clear up as soon as they came there? I think NASA and whoever went down there with them, would definitely have the power to be like, okay, we need this psyop to work. We have to clear the weather for that day. Let's get the HARP machines out and make sure, like, while we're here, the weather's going to be clear. They could easily do that, even though obviously supposedly the weather wasn't clear that day. That's what Saab's saying. So it's a whole psyop regardless. But yeah, I do appreciate the sub, man. I do appreciate it.
See how good it is, because a lot of people are saying it could be one of the great things ever, but it also can be dangerous, but it can be put to tremendous use and tremendous good. And this would be an example of
I'll
that.
actually show you something relating to the sun. This is very interesting. I don't know what to make of it. Like genuinely, I couldn't tell you what exactly it is, but I've seen multiple angles and pictures of it. So I do want to share this really quick. So I'm gonna switch my tab to my Discord. So this is somebody I talked to on Discord, and they sent me this. Right, this is with the solar filter. What is that? What is that? This is the sun, obviously, right? You pan down. What the heck is that thing? And it's not a lens flare. It's not a lens flare because you can kind of see it zooming in on it. I have another video of this as well. It's only visible with with a solar filter, but I think that might be like the reflection of the sun off of the firmament, or maybe that's the artificial sun. I have no idea. I don't think it's the artificial sun, but I think this is the real one, and obviously that's some type of reflection off of the dome. I have another video I'll show you of the same phenomenon. It's very weird. Like I'm just guessing that's what it is. It could be. I mean, it could be a number of things. I don't know, but let me just quickly find this other video of the same phenomenon. And also, oh yeah, let me go back to Discord really quick. I want to show you this. I asked him about it. I said, "Hey, bro, did you need the filter to see it? Was it visible without it?" He said, "I've never seen it without the filter, but it's there every single time I look for it." So he's able to repeat this, and he's able to look for it, and he finds it. So that's very interesting. I'm gonna get the video here right now. Don't sphere in truth. Okay, boom, boom. And then it's in the comments here. The Antarctic sun footage the world has been waiting for. Yeah, this is a great video. I'm actually gonna link the video in the chat here because it's actually a really good video. It's pretty in depth. But let me find the two sun video really quick. Did they delete it? No. Oh, here it is. Okay, good. I was like, what? All right. Here it is. This is also with a solar filter. This was filmed on a flight, by the way. But yeah, as you can see, here's the real sun, and here's what appears to be like a reflection off the dome or something. And you can see it has its own lens flare, and they zoom in. You'll see them zoom in. You can't zoom in on a lens flare, guys. I don't know if you know this, how lenses work, but you can't zoom in on a lens flare. So I don't know what exactly is going on here, but I'll send a link to the video. It's an hour-long video. They took a flight to Antarctica to see the midnight sun, and that's one of the things they captured. So I'll make sure to link that in chat for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, super weird. I don't know. I think there is some odd stuff going on with the dome there. I have heard a lot of the flat Earth explanations, like, oh, you know, the 24-hour sun is possible because the sun reflects off the dome. I'm not too sure, but that is some weird stuff going on there for sure. Let's see. There we go. Okay.
Problems it should. Too often, it's actually creating new problems.
Let me just read your comment here really quick. I saw you. I said it above, but I think they replace the sun and let the real sun out when they do these fake eclipses. Like you said, sometimes it looks yellow and sometimes it looks like a giant LED bulb. Yeah, yeah, dude. I wish I knew some old people, like old, like 70, 80, that were actually paying attention. Like, has the sun always been like a white LED? Has it always been white? I don't know. I don't know, because I mean, for all I know, they could have been. These patents go back to like the 60s and 70s. So somebody from like literally World War II would have to come out and be like, "Yeah, I've never seen a white LED looking sun until, you know, sometime in the 1970s or something." You know, because they've been doing they were doing chemtrails since I was born, dude. Like, I've seen clear skies when they're not spraying chemtrails, but like, I've never lived in a world where there were no chemtrails in the sky. Like, they were doing that ever since literally my conception, prior to me, like even in the 70s, right? So it would be even interesting to ask people, like, what was the world like before, you know, you saw X's in the sky everywhere? Was the climate different? And the answer is going to be, yeah, oh yeah, the climate was different. This was different. Like, there would be some noticeable differences, even in the air quality and things.
The best example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined.
Yeah, UK, man. PJ talks about it all the time with Vicky.
The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimate.
I wouldn't mind listening to this Trump thing. I actually don't listen to Trump speeches like ever. I was gonna skip through it. I know like a lot of people don't like listening to Trump. I'm one of those people, but maybe it'll be good to listen to it just to maybe he'll slip up and say something, or maybe I'll agree with what he's saying. So far, he said, you know, the immigration crisis is out of control for these European countries, and it's absolutely true. I have to agree with the president here. Obviously, you know, I think he's a part of a lot of it, but you know, even liars can say the truth sometimes. You know,
It's 624.
it's kind of a humbling experience actually when I see Chris Yoon here or even Donald Trump, and they have like a speech where like or a video where I agree with 90% of it, because I come into it like, oh, I really don't like this person. I'm gonna pick this apart, and then it's like a humbling experience when it's like, oh wow, they actually like mostly said something I agreed with there. Wow, props to you. Like, good job. I was always taught in school that it was yellow. I remember looking up as a kid and it was yellow. I was only like a decade ago that I remember seeing a white one for the first time and I freaked out over it while everyone around me was like, so what? I'm around 30 as well. Oh, dude, that's great. Yeah, I'm only 23, dude. So, wow. Yeah, see, so you even have experienced it, right? Yeah, I really like, I don't know, dude. The sun's not supposed to be a white LED. It seems very weird. And it also, you know, it could possibly have something to do with like the stuff they're spraying in the sky. Like, I don't know if the yellow sun is going to change hue a little bit based on like all the aluminum and barium and strontium that they're spraying to block out the sunlight. You know, it might block out the yellow UV rays and only let, I don't know. I'm just kind of just thinking about it here, but
And migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out.
yeah.
The UN also
Yep.
provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit
I don't think
cards
he's going to talk about Israel, though. I wish he would touch on that and how, you know, there's some terrible things that's happening over there that we should investigate.
to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration. And now we have it stopped, totally.
Do you have any resources on the LED sun? I'd like to make a video on it. I have some of the patents. It's difficult because I can't find the videos, because there are videos of like someone zooming in on the sun with their phone or a camera, and in the reflection you can see a honeycomb pattern, and that is like super proof of it, because the patents for the artificial sun are all like honeycomb LEDs. But I can't find the video of that anymore. I can't find it. So like to make a video on it, it would mainly just be me talking about it, you know, which is like I can give a lot of good points on it, but the proof is like what people really want to see. And I've seen the proof. Like I said, I've seen where they see the lens flare and it looks like the patents, but I just can't find those videos anymore. So if you have any resources on it or anything like that, I'm sure I could still get the patent files. I just want some like footage of like multiple suns, or I mean, I've seen that too, like 2 or 3 suns being visible, and then the Globers say it's something to do with refraction. I'm not buying that. There's actually a lot of videos of multiple suns, so even if I can't do it specifically on the sun patent, I might just upload a video with the 7 suns over Dubai or 2 suns over Chile, because there are those videos as well.
Stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through.
The videos I knew about got taken down, or the channels were outright deleted. NASA should have some videos on the sun simulator. They have on their channel, though. Let me look. Yeah, 100%. The videos got taken down. This was closer to when Google and YouTube were freer. And, you know, I always thought, oh, yeah, this is a great video. I'll bookmark it and I'll come back to it. And then you come back to the bookmark and the video's gone. And you're like, dang, dude, that was such a great video. Like, it's basically gone forever now, you know? Like, where am I going to find it? And then it sucks because Rumble and BitChute have really bad. I mean, they're not awful, but the search engine that they use to search videos is like kind of not good. Like if you type in the specific video name, like there's a chance on Rumble and BitChute, really mainly Rumble, like the video won't even pop up, even though like you're typing exactly what you're looking for.
But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them.
Oh, woohoo! Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm bookmarking all of these. Love that, dude. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, man. Wow. I just bookmarked all three of those, so I might use some of those clips for some videos or something. We'll have to see. Yeah, you gotta download it now, man. You have to, for sure. Yeah. And then sometimes you get lucky and it'll be on the Internet Archive as well. I've even done that. I did that with one of Banjo's live streams. I thought he was gonna delete the live stream, so I literally like submitted it to the Internet Archive so they'd save it.
Yeah.
But you have to submit it. That's the thing. Like with the Internet Archive, I think there is like an automatic thing where some things get saved automatically. But other things like a YouTube video, you have to like manually go in and like tell it to save that video and it will. And then you can just go back to it even if like YouTube gets taken down or whatever.
So this is absolutely huge. And I want to just quickly read what BioClandestine said.
BioClandestine. So now we're on a Telegram group chat. This is like the conspiracy part of the video, I guess. So this is where the real nitty gritty is. Let's see.
I don't think people realize the earth-shattering magnitude of what
the earth-shattering magnitude. Well, good thing we don't live on a ball that can shatter.
just happened. Trump just stood in front of the UN General Assembly and told them all to their faces that they must stop making biological weapons. This means
not what he said. That's not what he said. He said he's going to have a biological weapons summit, and all the leaders are going to be invited, and they'll probably make policies and talk about it. He didn't outright just come out and say, you guys have to stop making biological weapons. Like, that's just not what he said. I mean, we watched it, didn't we? It didn't sound like that's what he said. I mean, he brought up biological weapons, and he said it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game you guys are playing, something to that effect. But he didn't say, don't make them.
Trump knows COVID was a man-made bioweapon, which means he knows.
This means Trump knows COVID was a man-made bioweapon? What? So Trump says, look, guys, bioweapons are dangerous. We need to make a summit on bioweapons. And then now that means Trump knows that COVID was a bioweapon. Where's that connection coming from?
Who is responsible for making
Which
COVID.
means he knows who's responsible for making COVID, which means someone is responsible for crimes against humanity. Holy cow, dude. The conspiracy levels are off the charts.
Which means someone is responsible for crimes against
the
humanity.
person responsible for crimes against humanity might be the person who gave us the vaccine. Think about that. Because I'm willing to bet the vaccine did more harm than COVID-19 did. We would have been better off just building herd immunity and having no vaccine. Really? They deleted from the archive too? Wow. Five archival words. That's awesome, dude. Nice. Yeah, the archive got hacked like earlier in the year.
What has been one of the most talked about subjects at the UN since Feb 2022, U.S. bioweapon development at USAID funded biolabs around the world, most notably Ukraine. Russia have been talking about the need for investigations into U.S. bioweapon development for years now at the UN and have been ignored.
Yeah, U.S. is always one of those countries. You guys can't have bioweapons, but we're going to make them, just like Israel. Oh, Iraq, Iran, Saudi, nobody, you guys, I don't want you guys to have bioweapons, but by the way, we have a bunch of nukes and we're not going to disclose how many we have. It's so weird, dude. How can you come into another country and tell them that they can't have these weapons to defend themselves? Meanwhile, you have those weapons. You're just being a bully, dude.
Vetoed by the U.S. every single time this specifically named.
Hey, Heron, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. They actually got taught during the hack of having like 4 years to repost deleted from. Yeah, no, I think somebody hacked the archive to like delete stuff. Yeah. 100%. That makes a lot of sense, Seabass. I didn't hear about that, but that was always my suspicion. They're hacking the archive so that they can delete something that they didn't want to be saved off the internet. I think a lot of stuff probably got deleted at that time.
Obama, Clinton, Biden, Soros, of being the main ideologues of this plot.
Oh
Trump's
my goodness, dude. It's Obama, Clinton, Biden, and Soros. They're the ones that are in trouble. Not Trump. Not the vaccine daddy. No, 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 no. He certainly is not involved. Of course not.
DNI Gabbard has been all over this since the jump, and she has told us back in May that she's been working with RFK Jr., Patachara, and Radcliffe to look into the origins of COVID, and she specifically mentioned the biolabs in Ukraine multiple times. Trump knows the truth
Trump
about
knows the
COVID,
truth.
and it sounds like he's getting closer to telling the public. Now, I don't know what's going on behind the
You
scenes.
think he's going to ever come out and tell the public that COVID-19 was a bioweapon? Of course not, dude. Because then that would bring into question, why did you give us a vaccine for a bioweapon, Mr. Trump? And then try to warp speed it and force everyone to get it before we could even make a real decision and think about it. I think yeah, okay. I think the hack owners themselves alluded to using a fake hacking story. Yeah, it could be. Could just be like a little psyop, huh? The Internet Archive psyop? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I know there's an operation. I know that the white hats are working. I know
He knows there's an operation. He knows the white hats are working. He knows Trump is a white hat. Of course he does.
that we are trying to expose and uncover, and people need to be assimilated into the fold. And this is what this whole
Assimilated
information
into the fold. Yeah, we all got to start listening to Chris Yoon and be assimilated into the Trump gang. Yeah. Of
warfare,
course.
this whole movement to the truth is about. And he also mentioned about the UN not performing, not delivering results. And in fact, they're going against it. They're spending.
Yeah, me neither. I got bitched out and cursed at a lot in California at the time because I didn't wear a mask and I didn't get the vaccine. And they're like, "Sir, you can't shop here." I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" All right, fine, I'll leave. Like, okay, fine, shop somewhere else.
Needless money on corruption. They're also being scammed by the energy and the climate hoax. They're
The
perpetuating
energy and the climate hoax. It's not the only people getting scammed by the energy and the climate hoax are the citizens. The governments know it's a scam.
this narrative, and that all of this needs to stop. These are big, big
Like,
allegations.
you really think Trump has to come in and tell the UN that the climate scam is a scam? You don't think they're like pushing the scam in on purpose? Of course they are. Jeez, I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. It's always a boogeyman, according to the news. Some imaginary dude wearing an anonymous mask in some basement just hacking everything with no motive versus Russia or China. Yeah, 100%, dude. It's never actually the people involved, is it? It's never. They're never called out by name.
And I don't even want to say allegations, but for me, I believe it's the truth, except that people, for whatever reason, in these countries, they're perpetuating this lie and all of these things. And he specifically mentioned the attacks on free speech and Christianity, religious liberty, national sovereignty, heritage, and tradition, that each nation must protect their borders, culture, and citizens' dreams. So he's talking about independence. He's talking about nationalism. He's talking about going against.
Oh my gosh, he's talking about nationalism. That means he must be against the New World Order. He has to be, dude. If he's talking about nationalism, dude, he just cannot be with the New World Order. Come on, man. Really? Like, yeah, 5G is nuts, dude. I remember the first time I went to Washington, D.C., I almost blacked out, dude. And my ears started ringing. Everybody was super agitated and angry. Like, we had no idea why, but we were all, like, everybody was just, like, on edge the whole time we were in D.C. This was when 5G, like, first rolled out. And, yeah, I just remember I was in the elevator. I got super lightheaded, and I almost, like, literally blacked out on the floor. I thought I was going to die. I didn't know what happened. I was getting, like, a hot flashes or whatever. And my body was, like, super hot and cold, and it was, like, super weird. I don't know what it was about. But then when we left D.C., like, everything was fine, and, like, it was, like, going back to normal. I kind of blame it on the 5G, to be honest with you. I really think that had something to do with it. There was, like, a 5G tower, like, literally right on top of the hotel, right next to it. So, yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I didn't feel like that after we left DC. And this was, like, years ago, too. So, like, I'm sure they've, like, tuned down the 5G now. I'm sure in the beginning phases, they were really just like, all right, pump out all of it. Let's just try every frequency and see what's, you know what I mean? It was like the testing. And we were the lab rats, unfortunately.
The global world order.
I'm not going to say that was
there's a lot
for
of
sure 5G, but I have no idea, like, why that whole trip just felt odd. And I almost, like, literally thought I was going to die. And then as soon as we leave DC, like, I'm fine.
Drops a lot of clues that people talk about these days, but one of them that I want to mention comes from Dean Erickson, Ultra Dean Erickson. He mentioned that
Yeah, my little brother's old school, they had a 5G tower literally within 100 feet of the school building. Within 100 feet, dude. Like when you go pick them up from school, like you're parked within, maybe 50 feet from a 5G tower, and it's a massive tower too. It's massive, it's huge.
the Chief of Staff of the U.S. Air Force, General David Alvin's post at 104.
Ultra Dean Erickson. Here we go, guys. It's a really good drop if it's from Ultra Dean Erickson. Like, bro, what? Oh my goodness. If you overlay map of 5G towers and COVID outbreak locations, actually match up perfectly. Yeah, I believe it for sure. Yeah, I could totally see that. And from what I remember, the 5G towers are like full spectrum, meaning I think broadband and like high speed internet is like somewhere between like 70 and 80 megahertz or whatever. And they can tune these 5G towers down to like 5 megahertz all the way up to like 100. And those frequencies outside of the range between like 70 and 80 have nothing to do with high speed frequency data. So, I mean, if it's going to go below those frequencies, you can pretty much guarantee that it has nothing to do with your cellular service. Like literally nothing, because they're going out of the range of the bandwidth that the cellular services use for high-speed data.
Or rather, it was a 1 minute 4 second video on Operation.
Now, I can't tell you exactly why they would turn down the frequency or turn it up, but it doesn't have anything to do with your cell phone service.
A Midnight Hammer showing the B-2s flying their mission to Iran with a timestamp.
Oh, we're back to QAnon. Okay, let's see. An important data point, 162 people followed by Dan Scavino and followed by Pete. So it's very possible he's one of the 200 generals backing President Trump. What?
11:26 Eastern Time. So the important data point, he is one of the 162 people followed by Dan Scavino and also by Pete Hegseth. And it's very possible he's one of the 200 generals backing Trump. And so 104, what does it say? Now is the time to pray. We're operational. God bless the US of A. And then 11:25.
2018, by the way. FBI burning the midnight oil. What was just released to Nunes? Warning? Telegraph? It's happening. Oh my gosh. A clean house is very important. Oh.
FBI burning the midnight oil. What was just...
FBI burning the midnight oil. What? Are they burning the midnight oil now? 7 years later? Weird.
Released to Nunes. Warning telegraph, it's happening. A clean house is very important. And there's more comments from Dean, but riot fencing going up in DC and a nuclear exercise going off in the Atlantic tonight. It seems something is happening. Keep your eyes on the news and let's see what happens.
There's a nuclear exercise going on now. Now that's interesting.
Tomorrow, and I believe just the rest of the period of this month and the rest of the year. And remember, something is going on behind closed doors. We just don't know what it is.
Oh my God, look at the timestamps, dude. It's a sign.
But this is part of trusting the plan in some sense. And you got to remember, these are strict. But this
Do we
is
live
part
on
of trusting.
octagonal Earth? Look at this. What are these edges here, dude? We live on an octagon. There's no globe here, so that's nice. That's good to see high altitude footage with no globe.
The plan in some sense. And you got to remember, these are strong words that Trump is saying in front of the whole world. And you know that if
Very
you trust
strong
the
words.
Lord, if you trust the plan, this is the type of leader that needs to step up, confront the globalist deep state or whatever you want to call it, and stand up to the evil, because something is going on. There's a real war going on. We have to pray. We have to allow the good guys. We have to allow
The good guys. Oh my goodness, dude. There are no good guys. Not the ones you're saying. Ultra Dean Erickson isn't a good guy. QAnon, not a good guy. Trump, not a good guy. Hate to tell you.
white hats to win. And if they are giving
What's up,
psyops
16
and
Alpha?
crazy stuff, let them be, because we
What's up, 16 Alpha? How's it going? Thanks for stopping in, man.
don't know the full story. But what's true is that the evil, they know what they're doing, and they're going to fight to the very end. But because we have hundreds of generals and a huge white hat army of
A huge white hat army. He thinks the generals and the white hat army of Trump are going to fight the deep state. I mean, how many years has he been saying this? At least 5, right? I thought they were fighting the deep state when QAnon was still making drops.
what, and we trust the Lord, we can be confident that all of this can be eradicated in some sense, at least temporarily, because we know Bible prophecy in the end times, but at least for now, we can allow the favor of God to continue to rest on the U.S. Hopefully,
Yeah, well, I don't think Trump is going to be the main reason for that.
the rest of the world, but
I don't
also
know.
just be in
I
right
don't know.
standing with Him as we remove sin and allow good things to happen and not allow scams, not allow the wrong things, bioweapons, right? All of this energy stuff that's not progressing society, all of whatever the reasons are, we allow it so that God works and that good things can come out of it. And so I just want to give
Hey, thanks, man. My 300th sub, bro. Hey, I do appreciate that, brother. I really do. Thanks for stopping by, man. It means a lot. Love that, man. Love that. Yeah, we're just kind of finishing up here. I covered like 2 or 3 videos from him. I'm just going to finish this one up and then probably end out with a song. But I stream like every day, so, I'm sure I'll catch you on another stream as well.
you guys this quick update. There's a lot going on. A lot of people are talking about the speech, and you'll hear lots of things probably over the days, as well as just many other things that are happening. But I just want to give you guys this quick note about this. But this is a good time to be alive, guys. Guys, also,
This is a good time to be alive, guys.
I'm doing a fundraiser.
Okay.
We're not quite there yet.
So I'm going to end out with a song. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for all the support. I do appreciate everyone stopping by. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to just end with a song, and I'm going to get out of here. It's been a long stream, almost 2 hours now. It's been a good stream, though. It's been a good stream. I had fun. A lot of good topics brought up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Heron, 16 Alpha, Seabass as well. Roger was in here a little bit earlier. Had a couple other people there to catch up. Shout out to
the movement. Yeah. Ready or not, I feel it's time for change. I can't be the only one who feels this way. It won't stop till we turn from evil. We gotta stop putting money over people. Ready? Lord, I feel so alone. And it seems like no one else cares. But I'm gonna keep holding on. I think they opening their eyes. 'Cause I know you're still there. Ready or not, my weapon is cocked. As soon as I step in the spot to send me a pop, machete, your block. The desert, you sever the ties between your neck and the rest of your body. Wait, stop. Now that you're listening, I can spit what's real again. Lead them to the cross, cause they lost like Gilligan. Lead them out of darkness, they fog lights dim again. Yep, this is Bizzle, I am on my tip again. It's easy to rap like that. I've rapped like that since I was 8 and wasn't even strapped like that. And even now, chill up in the streets a while, seek a child, tell him freestyle. Better be about a caddy program like that. It's all about a check to the EMS, pump blood all about his chest. And then it gets real, cause then it hits home and your kids gone. Why the rapper party on the jet with them? It's all about me. My kids gotta eat. Your kids in the mansion, my kids in the street. My kids on the block when your kids go to sleep. Do you even care enough to shed a tear down your cheek? I know I can't change the world, but I'ma try though. I'ma drive slow and let God be the God though. Stay up in the Bible and read about Christ. Learn a thing about life and learn to lead without pride though. Everybody mama mess up, but we can change though. Life is a crisis, but Christ is the way though. They aiming at my halo with all kind of hate, but I'm straight and I'm still gon' love them anyway though. Ready or not, I feel it's time for change. You can't be the only one who feels this way. It won't stop till we turn from evil. We gotta stop putting money over people. Lord, I feel so alone. And it seems like no one else cares. But I'm gonna keep holding on. Cause I know you're still there. So much damage, how to undo it. Ain't gotta go to college to do it. Hip hop will teach you how to be stupid. They providing the youth with a roadmap to jail. Selling they soul fast for a flow that can sell. We seen hard times, I know that as well. But the future's ahead of you, don't go back and dwell. And when you're tired of falling though, you got a higher calling. So know that, cause it ain't no phone jacks in hell. The haters will be there, they waiting everywhere. If you can survive the hood, you can make it anywhere. God's numbered every freckle on your face and every hair. Keep his laws in your heart, you can take them anywhere now. I wasn't a Christian rapper, but maybe the Lord's calling me to be more than just a rapper. I stepped up to the plate like a man, so from here on out you can say that I am this. Ready or not, I feel it's time for change. You can't be the only one who feels this way. It won't stop till we turn from evil. We gotta stop putting money over people. Lord, I feel so alone. And it seems like no one else cares. But I'm gonna keep holding on. Yeah. Cause I know you're still there. Yo, let me tell you how God work, right? All was just thinking about this while I was mixing my vocals. And I wrote my first verse when I was 8, no lie. And it was called World Peace. You know what I'm saying? It's about
I'm gonna do one more.
Line, these lines pack a punch and they hit like a stiff jab to the jaw. When I spit, rappers will call up the dispatches. Like man down, send an ambulance now, cause truth hurts and it feel just like an avalanche plow through your speakers, with a spirit in me, I spit fire like an aerosol can being sprayed at a lit lighter. Brainwashed fans give you thumbs up like hitchhikers. I think you whacking full of crap like a kid's diapers. I compose art like Mozart with metaphors so deep that catch them, you're having you sonar. And go hard as a crowbar, my whole squad, a bow guard, the army of Satan with no prod. Now homie, you know who I'm down with. God over money, Ayo Mega style, wow clip. These artists hide the truth from you, so we here to spill the beans like a cleanup on aisle 6. These dudes bugging, where's the black flag? They garbage, go get the trash bags. See, even though I flow grimy as a backstab, I represent something greater than me. I'm putting God over that cash. Hashtag you rap trash, don't make like Mike Tyson, hit you and fall back fast, sucker.
Yo, by nature I'm kinda hostile to the gospel that's written. That make me real sloppy like the body condition. A bigger pun, then I run from the God that is risen. Man, I bounce like Ricky scratching lottery tickets. I run into the arms of the one who will steal my joy, but will I fight a lie? Nah. Illinois, Christ the boss, it's a miracle I'm still employed. When I fall like the walls of Jericho, it's still a choice. Yeah, I know I gotta do better. Hell's hotter than rocking 2 sweaters while in Cancun's weather. When I'm out of line like rude gestures and fallen sin, man, you see the centerfold, Hugh Hefner. That's a ridiculous statement. I'm ready to rumble like Buffer when he gets in them cages. So tell the devil to bring it on. When I'm deceased and gone, I'm gonna be higher than Cheech and Chong with a freaking bomb. Gone.
I've been in this game for years. I was an animal before that. Son of Sam mixed with Hannibal before rap. By my side with the 4 rat, holding up a convent while I unbuckle a numb bra strap. I ain't glorifying nothing, homie, fall back. I just want the war back, show me where the sword at. That cocaine, nigga, for that. So I rap to them blacks sitting with white keys, where the chords at. I'm tired of these corner rappers. They got the green moving like the Packers. But when the beef and the heat work, all of that the reverse. Stars turn to rats when you looking at them backwards. Get it? Stars, rats, backwards. Most of these rappers who claim that they clap actors and doing they prime numbers, but they non-factors and cracking all of the sight of these youth hackers. They don't know the way that my God'll make. That bread of life, what my God'll bake. So any mountain that's surrounding, I accommodate. With them fresh winds all around like a fan when it oscillate. Return of the king, I'm preparing them. Tell the adversary I'ma come and put the fear in them. Slashing and tearing them. Woody on, had my hoodie on way before they started shooting us for wearing them.
Be cool.
Bizzle. Yeah. Homie, I was born for the war. Cut my own umbilical cord with a sword. Could've swore I'd be 24 in the morgue. Who'da figure biz and be on a tour for the Lord? Not me. No, I could've been lost and off in a coffin and tossed behind bars with Rick Ross as a warden. Instead, I walk with a cross on me and often I fall off, but in light of it all, got off of the party. Some of y'all will feel it's whack. Here, if it makes you feel better, I'm dealing crack. I'm killing my own, letting that send me clap till Trayvon dies. That's when I grab a hoodie and act like I give a crap. How ill is that? Do cats really rap like tricking on Christmas? Negates dealing crack. Fam, you ever seen how rock make a person act? Copping kicks for the whole block, ain't reversing that. And no, it ain't beef when I see him, but I stand on my words when I meet him. But you so brainwashed, the rapper could be in jail for raping a little girl, and you throw a shirt on that say free. Truth music. They won't dope, I OD him. You won't hope, consult Jesus. You don't want him, keep frontin', you gon' need him. And yup, I'm a Christian, but you touch my women and kids, and you can trust you gon' meet them. This ain't a thug talking, this love talking. The beats, the plate, the bars, I'm
Hey, what's up, Jim? I'm just ending the stream here, but I'll probably be dual streaming with Roger here later tonight, so that'll be good.
my love offering. The game wicked, I'm done watching. I lyrically body them all and drop hip-hop off in one coffin. I know the
truth hurt. So it's hard to listen if the bars ain't about bricks or the cars I'm whipping. Killing niggas and dogging women. And you probably so used to the word bitch that sound funny when I call them women. I bet they wanna kill me. And if not, they finna. I'm here to expose every lie they give you. So whether I make friends or not, make ends or flop, I'ma go straight in. Every chip in the curve changes the block. So I keep fighting and know I'm not Jesus. I'm just a repentant sinner with a goal to be lost.